welcome back to my channel, Jamie Fran Colors. I'm Jamie, and today we are looking at our 5th mushroom tutorial in our book Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. And we have done obviously 4 mushroom tutorials out of this book. And let me find it. There it is. And we've looked up mushrooms and we've tried to get some that look realistic and some that are kind of fun, the purple one. And today we're going to work on this mushroom. I did one already, a little practice. This mushroom I looked up, it's called a Morel, an M-O-R-E-L mushroom. And it is, it's kind of a cool looking mushroom. Let me see if I can show you. So all these, we'll focus on that. So all of these cutouts are actually indents, which makes the center of them darker than the outside of them. And so that's what we're kind of trying to accomplish today. You can see there, so dark in the middle and light on the outside of them, and then this stem is fairly light as well. And so that's what we're going to try to accomplish with our drawing our mushrooms today. So let me get zoomed up and the lighting correct again, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, there we go. So let's do the stem first, the stalk. I've grabbed 4 colors for that. We're going to start with Eggshell. This is PC 140. We're going to base coat it. Do this little one too. I'm just using light pressure, don't have to work hard with these pencils. And then we're gonna go to the yellow ochre 942. And we're gonna put this in the shadows and where Hannah Carlson has put the dots for shading. So right up underneath the mushroom and then down these dots. Just light pressure and going in circular motions, and if I want it darker, I'm just going over it again. So we're going to go ahead and put this everywhere that she has the dots. Okay, over under this one as well. Down. Right there at the bottom where she has that one dot. Alright, then we're going to take Jasmine, which is 1012, and we're going to go over the yellow ochre, and then we're going to take this down the left side of the mushroom. Still light pressure. I'm going to go ahead and go down again and along the bottom. Kind of connect all those. Okay, same with over here. Go over the yellow ochre and down the left side. Connect it with that bottom one. Okay, and then we are going to take, this is French Gray 50%, 1072. I'm going to get this right up underneath the mushroom where our deepest shadow would be. And put it there. And then I also just want a little bit down on the bottom so it looks like it might be sitting on something. I know in this picture it's not, it's just kind of suspended there, but I want a little bit of a shadow there too. Under this one the same, right up underneath the cap of the mushroom and then right at the bottom of the stalk. Just gives that a little depth. Okay, then let's talk about the cap of the mushroom. we're gonna go ahead and do the light area, which is around all of the cutouts first, and then we'll go in and do the cutouts. So I'm gonna use the same colors I used for the stock. I'm gonna start with Eggshell, and I'm just gonna coat all of the outline with this color, and I'm not pressing, I'm using light pressure, and not a lot is going to show up, but it gives us our base. Something to work on. And I just want to get around all of these cutouts. This doesn't need to be perfect, but just get it on there. You can go a lot slower than I am. I'm trying to fit this into a short video without speeding up the process electronically, so I am moving rather quickly. If I was coloring this just by myself, I would definitely take more time and get around each one carefully, but right now I'm just putting it down there. All right. Okay. Now we're having our light source coming from over here. And so we want this side of the mushroom lighter and this side of the mushroom darker. And so we're gonna take our yellow ochre and put it the furthest away from our light source. So this corner, we want to make it darkest. Kind of along the bottom a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way over to the other side, but a little bit, and then just kind of work out from this corner. I want it to get lighter as we go. So this corner is going to be the darkest. And then we'll gradually get lighter. And same with this mushroom. We're going to put this corner as the darkest. We're going to gradually get darker. If you need it darker, you don't feel it's dark enough, just go over it again with the yellow ochre. Give it more pigment. You can add a little bit of pressure if you need to. I'm not adding a lot of pressure, but maybe a little bit to make that edge darker. Okay, and then I'm lightening my pressure as I get closer to the center so that I can blend into the next color. So I want this a little bit darker right here. Okay. All right, then we're going to go to Jasmine. And we're going to put it on top of the yellow ochre, kind of here in the middle, and then keep taking it out so that we gradually get lighter. I'm going to put this along the bottom because this is our light source, and so bottom can be a little bit darker, and then we definitely want up here to be the lightest, brightest part of our mushroom. Okay, so if you want it darker, just go over it again. Add a little more pressure. Okay, and let's do this bigger one. Same thing, I want to bring it along the bottom. Blend it into that yellow ochre just by going over the yellow ochre a little bit. bring it up this side. Maybe up to there. And just work it in, leaving this top section to be our lightest section. Okay. That's my washing machine, if you can hear that jingle. So now we're going to take that eggshell and we're going to go over that jasmine a little bit and then blend it out with light pressure into our lightest area. If you get into some of the cutouts, that's okay, like some of my pencil into that cutout, but we're gonna make those cutouts darker, and so it's gonna be just fine. Okay, all right, so that's kind of our outline. Okay, so then we wanna get into our cutouts. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna base coat the cutouts with Sandbar Brown, which is 1094 in our Prismacolors. And I'm just going to lightly, no pressure, just lightly put this in the cutouts. You can take as much time as you need to with this. You don't need to do it fast. If you're doing it with me, just put me on pause. Start me again when you get done with it. And you can just relax in this. I find sometimes this kind of stuff really meditating when you're just filling in little things over and over again. Just kind of relax into it. Let your shoulders drop. Have a good sigh of relief. It's just nice. Let that stress of the day go away as you're just coloring odd shapes. Just a few more. Okay, there we go. Keep that color close, we're gonna need it again. All right, then we're gonna take our black, and the center of each of these is going to be the darkest because it's going, it's sinking into the mushroom, and so, and then it's coming up. So it's going to be kind of the darkest in the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to put like a little mark of black kind of in the middle of where you want that darkest. And we're just going to kind of do that on each. You can make some of them longer if the shape is longer, or you can do a little dot or just kind of move it with the shape. But just kind of put, it's kind of giving us an indication of what we can work off of and giving us our darkest spot in each shape. I'm not using a lot of pressure. I don't want a precise line that's not going to blend. So I want a soft line, a soft mark that's going to blend. If that makes sense. And obviously this isn't the most realistic coloring of this mushroom, but it's the way I would do it, and I think it looks good in a picture, so that's what I'm showing you. Just a little mark. These are smaller shapes because this mushroom is smaller. Okay, then we're going to work out from that black. So we're going to take Espresso and we're going to do little circles right over the top of the black, and it's going to build out from the black. So if you do just little circles over the black, it's going to naturally fill it out a little bit. Now I missed a black right there. If you see that you did that, just grab the black and put it in. The fun part with our coloring books is that you could do exactly the same technique or whatever that I'm doing, but use different colors. So I'm using browns for the insides and yellows for the outside, but you could use pinks or blues or purples and have a really fun fantasy mushroom rather than more realistic mushroom. And that's just fun to do in our coloring books, play with colors and use things that wouldn't naturally, they wouldn't be that color in nature, but they can be that way in the world you create, in your coloring book and your imagination. And so you can explore with your colors. You don't have to use the colors I'm using. Just play with it. Okay, and then we're going to take chocolate and do the same thing. Just do circular motions over the top of the black and espresso and just work it out closer to the edges, the edge of each shape. Just soft. I'm still not using a lot of pressure, just soft circular motions, just building that color out a little bit, feathering it out. Okay, now we're going to take our Sandbar Brown and kind of help blend it out and clean it up a little bit. So this time you can use a medium to light pressure. Not enough to hurt your hand, but enough to kind of help blend the colors together. Make sure your pencil's nice and sharp so you can get in those areas. Don't be afraid to sharpen it if you need to, if it's just getting too difficult to get in there. As much as we love our Prismacolors, they are a pencil that wears down quicker and you do have to sharpen more often. And they are the pencils that I do have to order replacement pencils for the most often because I wear through them. But they're also my cheapest professional quality pencils, so thank goodness for that. I think I'm going to sharpen my pencil. Okay. A little trick I saw in a coloring book magazine, not coloring book, a colored pencil magazine, was that when you buy replacement pencils, like open stock, you're just buying a couple pencils, on your old pencil or the pencils you're using, if you have a blah 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 blah. Let me start over. Okay, so if you have a replacement pencil for your pencil, then put a black or a dot on it so that when it gets down, you're like, oh, I've got a replacement for this pencil, it's okay. But if you're using a pencil, if I'm using a pencil and I'm wearing it down and it doesn't have a dot, then I know I need to order this pencil. So when I get replacement pencils in, I just go through and put a dot on all the ones that I've bought, so I know I have it when I get down. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. I thought it was a good little trick, so I knew which ones I need to order and which ones I have. Okay, let's do this little one. Okay, so now you can go through and make anything darker that you might want darker. Say you want this one to look like it's a little deeper. You can take your black and just lightly darken it up there in the middle. You can do that randomly so that it just looks random and different. They're not all the same. Darken a few up, and then over here we'll darken maybe this one, and just random you do some. Okay, then you can take your Sandbar Brown again and shade it out if you need to. Just kind of play with them. All right, and then because I don't want to lose my light source, I want this side of the mushroom to look lighter. I'm going to take the 1082, the chocolate, and I'm just going to darken this bottom corner up. Just a little bit. Just darken any that you want darkened. In that corner. Looking good. Awesome. So we'll zoom out and take a look at how this looks at a more reasonable distance. We'll see. Okay, there we go. So that is our Morel mushroom. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, ring the bell so that you can get notified when I post a video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will be back next time for our last mushroom tutorial. We gotta color this guy here in the middle. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!